Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Guild. You guys seem to really enjoy the real Irish bases for your Warhammer and Dungeons & Dragons miniature models. So I thought I would put a different spin on today's video and I would try and teach you a bit of an example of how you can build really cheap and effective bases for your minis. So I set myself a challenge just to use what was inside my house and also set a limit on how much money I could spend. You see, the trick to these kind of challenges or limitations is to get creative. So I set myself the challenge of spending only $2, which is roughly over here the equivalent to about £1.60, 70 maybe. And so I headed to a lumber yard and found these really cheap bits of wood. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the video of me actually trying to figure out what I want to do with these pieces. Trying to figure out what to do with these bits and bobs. So yeah, let's see what I can do. So to start off with, these are the bits of wood that I managed to pick up for roughly around $2 and some little house picks. I got this flat piece, which I'm thinking is going to be the majority of the base. I've got these two thinner pieces that I think I'm going to use for something in the model. And then, as I said, I've got these toothpick kind of shish kebab things. This is the model we're going to be using. It's a little gobbo boy from Warhammer 40k. Yeah, and I'm just snapping this bit of wood up. Thankfully, it was so thin that I could kind of snap away. And the idea is just to rough it up and make it look like it's kind of this thrown together kind of little shack or raft. So yeah, I'm happy with these two pieces and the way that they're looking, so I'm going to glue them up together. And so that they didn't stick to my desk, I'm going to throw this bit underneath. And I actually ended up liking the look that this had, so I ended up taking those bits off when they were dry and gluing this bit of the wood underneath, making it look like a bit more of a stack. So I'm going over to these thinner pieces and I've got an idea of trying to build like this little wall on the outside, kind of like the exterior of like a fortress or something. I'm just snapping them up and lining them where I'm roughly going to maybe glue them in place and seeing how that looks. And then using the little gobbo boy as a reference, they're too tall. So snapping them, putting them back in place, and that looks much better. So to make this actually look like a bit more of a wall, we're going to just snip off this so it looks a bit more trimmed. And then glue those posts. Yeah, we're going to glue those posts in place. And then we're going to line it up, make sure it's all looking good. And I decided that the Gobble Boy was a wee bit lonely, so I had this spare 40k Orc Boys kit. I've used a lot of it for kind of kit bashing in the past, so I've got a few spare models on there. So I'm trying to make this one look a little bit more fantasy-esque, no guns. And there we go, there we have them. So this is where we're at right now. I'm happy with the progress, so we're going to move over to the little cocktail sticks, the big cocktail sticks. And I'm going to size them up just with my thumb, snap them, and then glue them in place. And there you can see it's taken shape, slowly but surely. And as with the last basing video, we're going to use some Milliput, a sculptor's best friend. There's lots of different brands of this, but I've only ever used Milliput. And I've just rolled that really into like a long stringy piece, and I'm going to put this across the base. The idea of this is it's kind of like those posts, this little wall is embedded, or it's been there so long that kind of mud or dirt has built up. And these two characters, this orc and this goblin, are on their last stand there. They've maybe been living here for a long time, or they're outside defending what is their stronghold. And there you can see that kind of mud effect is really building up. So on the wood, of course, I wanted to make this look even more kind of dirty or natural, so I'm just putting a few clumps down and I'll spread those out to make them look a little bit more natural. So you can see there's been mud build up in there, or dirt build up in there. And then of course I didn't want the top looking too clean, so I threw a wee bit on there, maybe like it's kind of this gunge or something. When I'm painting up, I'll decide. I'm just going to trim these off to make them a wee bit more look like sharper, spiky, kind of don't climb on me type things. And now I'm happy. I'm going to kind of line up and then glue where I want these guys to go. And there we have it. I'm just going to move over to start priming, and then that's us. And there we have it. And there you go, that's how you can make cheap and interesting and cool bases for your models, for your minis. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and if you could, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, and most of all, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.